My name is Nickel, oh Nickel, and this story is going to be a little bit different because it's actually about me. Between the time I went to sleep last night and woke up this morning, a lot of stuff happened. And it started on the Overwatch subreddit about something that 100% isn't true, and it's really easy to prove. I'm going to explain this whole situation to the best of my ability, but before I even start, I wanted to give a big thank you to the mods over on the Overwatch subreddit, because from my perspective at least, they tried to handle the situation to the best of their ability. In the beginning, they probably didn't know what was true and what wasn't, so from my perspective, they did the best job they possibly could. So a big thank you to them, as well as the Overwatch INT, who as far as I can tell was the first person to really dig deep and find evidence on this whole situation. And there's a lot more people I want to thank, but for now, let's just jump into what I'm even talking about. This whole Overwatch Reddit scandal. I'll try to summarize it first and then show you some pieces to support where I got some of those ideas from. So my understanding is that there was a guy who's basically an imposter on Reddit. What he did in this situation, it looks like, is he went through the winners of any giveaway and then tried to see which one of those didn't have a Reddit account. So he would make a Reddit account for that person, go onto the subreddit, and then claim that he never got any prize. For what reason somebody would do this, I have no idea. But in this case, he took the name Vitaleches, which is somebody who actually did win and somebody who actually got their prize way back in March. So he went on there and created this thread claiming that he never received anything, which from what I saw before had over 22,000 people upvote it to share the message. And I agree, you should keep YouTubers and people in general accountable for doing stuff like that. But in this case, it was somebody taking advantage of people willing to believe something without any actual proof of it. So this morning I woke up to tons and tons of just pure hate. Probably the most amount of people I had unsubscribed in such a short period of time ever in the channel's history. And I was been getting, and I am still getting, tweets like this where people are telling me to die. Here are just some random examples of stuff that people are tweeting to me, and this goes back further than I've even scrolled down to see everything. But the crazy thing is this is based on made up information. And I think the reason why people believe this is because what reason would somebody have to make this up if they weren't directly gaining anything from it? And I don't know the answer to that. I have no idea why this person would make this up other than just to watch to see if he can make people believe that this was true. So the reason this got even worse in my opinion is because that post was at the top of the Overwatch subreddit. So obviously a lot of people saw it. A lot of people thought what this imposter was saying was true. And when there was another thread proving that it wasn't true, both threads were removed by the mods because they were polarizing. And I understand the reason for their decision about that. But the problem that it leaves me with is now there are thousands upon thousands of people who think that I have done something that I haven't done. So hopefully people end up watching this video and see the proof I'm about to present. And if you guys know anyone who still believes the false information made by an imposter with a fake account on Reddit that got to the very top of that subreddit, please send them this video so they understand that isn't the case. I mean, first off, before we even get into the rest of the information, this is the actual Vitaleches who tweeted on March 1st, "I won!" exclamation, exclamation, and I responded saying, "Congrats, man." Usually when people win, I ask them to tweet about it so that people that couldn't catch the video where I announced the winner could also see it on Twitter. So he also tweeted on March 1st, "Once again, I can't thank you enough. Keep doing what you're doing, @onickel," and showed that he used the gift card to get a game called Black Wake and Stardew Valley. So that alone should have debunked this thread before it got any traction, but I think that nobody even looked into this. And I think that if the imposter was really trying to convince people, he would have had to have chosen a winner who didn't post about winning publicly, because that kind of automatically invalidates anything that he would say about it, which is kind of a scary thing because not everyone that wins has a Twitter. But it kind of makes me think maybe in the future, Twitter should be an absolute requirement to avoid situations like this. Because if this tweet didn't exist, even more people would probably think that this is true. So from what I'm piecing together, the mods actually reached out to this Twitter account and asked them about this thread, to which he responded, "That thread isn't by me." And he actually sent them a screenshot of our email conversation where I said, "Hey, this is Onickel. You won the giveaway. I just wanted to make sure this is the correct email before sending over the prize." Then I said, "Please let me know as soon as possible. And if you could tweet about winning, send me the link so I can retweet it." He wrote back and said, "No way, this is indeed my correct email. Thank you again." He sent the tweet. So my response to that was, "Here's the code for the gift card." And I said, "Thank you very much for supporting the channel. It means a lot and I hope you stick around." That was back on March 1st. And again, thanks so much Vitaleches for not staying silent and actually standing up and saying something about this. I really do appreciate that, man. Because the hate bandwagon was like anything I've ever seen before. And I'm also thankful for the mods for actually reaching out to him so they could clearly understand that that guy was an imposter on Reddit. And I guess after he got reached out to, Vitaleches actually tweeted me again and said, "Hi, guy who won the giveaway here. I can assure you that he gave me the prize." So the guy that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, named the Overwatch INT, gave a little bit more backstory on who this imposter guy was in a thread called the Onickel Drama. I've debunk the situation and prove Nickel's innocence. He says, okay, I think I know the full story. Nickel decided to host a legitimate giveaway, and on the final day, he made 2 winners. Both of the winners were contacted about their prizes. 2 months down the line, user Cadbury, a user that has been called out for faking the son spent $8,000 in loot boxes, decided to try to pull a stunt to get some upvotes on another account. He searched for giveaways that O'Nickel had done and looked for winners. Once he found ones that had Reddit accounts and ones that didn't, he decided to impersonate user Vitaleches. Once he had made the account and went ahead and claimed that O'Nickel didn't send him the code that he won, I would also like to debunk the rest of his evidence. Firstly, I noticed that the block screenshots don't include the header to the screenshot. Consider that you can't change headers with inspect element. He decided to change the name and profile picture of an account he had already been blocked on and take a screenshot without the header. Secondly, the Gleam page has been screenshotted is also clearly faked. The name in that screenshot is O'Nickel, with just the letter O and Nickel, no OH Nickel, which doesn't seem to be suspicious. It's kind of suspicious to me, but he says it doesn't seem to be suspicious. But the thing is that the name O'Nickel hadn't been taken yet. User ThatGen went ahead and made the same profile and provided screenshots to go along with it. Thirdly, the actual Twitter account for Vitaleches had tweeted to O'Nickel when he got his gift card, proving that this isn't a sad story of a guy not getting his gift card, but the user Cadbury making up a story to get an account over 7,000 karma and Reddit gold, and then he posts a link to the tweet. So I guess that was this guy's motive for doing this, is to get karma and Reddit gold. I don't really understand that motive at all, but according to this, that's the reason he did this, to want to get a bunch of karma all at once. So I wouldn't assume that it's this exact user that did all of this stuff, because like I'm explaining with this whole entire video, you could check to see for yourself. I don't know enough about this guy's backstory to know if this is actually the person that made the fake account to pretend to be Vitaleches to stir up all this stuff. But that's what Overwatch INT is claiming here. So all I'm saying is, I don't know anything about this specific person. He might be unrelated, but the bottom line is, these are the actions that appear to have been taken. And here's the part that's even crazier. Somebody posted this screenshot where they felt bad for this imposter guy before they knew he was an imposter, and apparently they reached out to him to try to help him. So based on looking at this, it seems like this guy was just trying to get money by making this story up to get people to feel sorry for him, along with 7,000 plus Reddit karma. So this is one pretty insane story that I can't even believe it went on that far, that people believed it to that extent. And not just a couple people, not just a couple hundred people, thousands of people believed this shoddy story by this guy who just used inspect element to make it seem like he was the winner and that he never got anything, even though he never won anything. He was not even the same person. And then telling everyone that I blocked him in order to create this huge uproar where it was the most amount of unsubs in the shortest period of time, and by far the most amount of hate I've ever seen on an insane level of people telling me they want me to die and all the other tweets that you guys have already seen up to this point. So like I said before, if you guys know anybody who still believes this false information, if you could ever share any of my videos, I would really appreciate it if you shared this video, just so people understand the maliciousness that people can have to try and get something that they want. I would never ever have a giveaway where I wouldn't ever send out a prize in any situation. I've publicly talked down about that when other people do that several times. So why would I ever contradict myself on something that blatant and do that myself? And if something like that ever happened, it would have been a genuine mistake. I would never, and I will never purposely make a mistake like that. And in this case, I didn't even make a mistake. The guy who won actually did get the prize way back in March. So to anyone who sees stuff like this in the future, yes, keep people accountable, keep viewers accountable, keep YouTubers accountable, keep whatever is important to you accountable. But before you believe anything, just look to see if it's true. So anyway, so now that I'm in this situation where those threads were removed and the majority of people appear to not know that this isn't true, I actually wrote a message to the mods over on the Overwatch subreddit and asked them for permission to provide clarity to explain the situation with all of the screenshots and proof that this guy's an imposter. He was trying to scam people out of getting money from them, it appears, and he wanted Reddit gold, I guess. But the mods haven't responded to my request yet, and I just want to ask them permission because I don't want to violate any of the rules. And if they do approve me to post that thread with all of this proof, I probably won't post a link because I don't want people to go there and spam their Reddit or anything. But if you do find it on your own, just try to be respectful and courteous of the rules over there. But if for some reason they don't approve my request to post a thread about this, then this video will be the only proof on the whole situation. And it's really weird to think that all of this happened while I was asleep. From the time I went to sleep to the time I woke up in the morning, all of this had already transpired. So a lot of people were really angry with me for not giving a public statement about this or providing proof right away. But the problem is that in my time zone, it was like 3 or 4 in the morning at the peak of when this happened. So I wasn't even awake because one of the arguments was, by my silence, I am guilty. But that's insane. It was the middle of the night for me. Anyway, sorry to have to make a video about this, guys. There's a lot of actually cool stuff I wanted to talk about today, but I can't even open Twitter without being bombarded by hate. So I wanted to make this video to explain this. We'll get back to our normally scheduled videos as soon as possible. But like I said, once again, if you meet anyone who is still confused about the situation, please send them this video explaining that this was some kind of opportunist who saw a moment to take advantage of something that ultimately didn't work out. But because most people didn't get to see the conclusion, they still think what he said was true. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and thank you once again to those that stuck with me through this period of time of waking up to a bunch of random hate for no reason. I'll see you guys next time.